In traditional project management, most decisions are made during initial project planning. But in an Agile project, most decisions are made as a project progresses and as the product develops. For this very reason, Agile projects depend on fast and effective decisions. An Agile project can't afford slow decision-making because delays in decisions mean delays in a project. Overanalyzing decisions or revisiting them too many times could lead to poor decisions, which in turn has a negative effect for the project. In an Agile project, effective decision-making relies on effective participation and agreement on shared values. Effective participation means that everyone is involved in the decision-making process, with each person having the chance to voice his or her opinion. Instead of simply delegating decision-making authority to a few individuals, participation actively seeks input from all the relevant people and then uses this input to make the final decision. Participation ensures that the focus is not on who makes a decision, but rather on having the right people involved in making the decision. If decisions are to be successfully implemented, team members need to share certain values and principles. Failure to do so can result in individuals pulling the team in opposite directions, which can compromise product development and cost conflict. In an Agile project, all team members should agree on applying the Agile principles and values relevant to the team's chosen methodology. Decision framing is a decision-making practice that places the decisions in context and assesses the overall objective. It considers who and what the decision will affect and what criteria will be used to reach the best decision. Decision framing manages the biases and emotions that individuals may bring to the decision-making process. It also stops decision-makers from rushing into making decisions. Once you've framed a decision properly, you need to determine if everyone you've identified as relevant participants takes part in the decision-making process. In order to make this decision process work, everyone's opinions first have to be heard and then discussed. This helps ensure that diverse points of view based on different areas of expertise and backgrounds are taken into account. This will result in a much better final decision. If a decision is to be accepted and properly implemented, everyone involved has to support the decision even if they don't fully agree. As you know, this at times can be challenging. This doesn't mean you need unanimous agreement, but instead you just need consensus. Of course, you want to ensure that this doesn't slow the process down or take up too much time. And finally, decision framing helps to build trust throughout and during the process. A decision gradient developed by Jim Highsmith is a useful tool for Agile decision-making, as it enables members of the group to express their level of support along a continuum. Keep in mind that gradients can be customized based on the preferences of the person in charge, and that ultimately the final decision is up to the decision maker. The decision gradient provides a visual representation of everyone's opinion. This tool is used to solicit everyone's thoughts and to help groups reach consensus. This involves using the traditional method of voting. Team members plot their vote or position on the gradient for further discussion. A decision gradient is typically marked at intervals from left to right with varying options to represent the varying levels of agreement. In Highsmith's example, there are 5 options: in favor, okay but with reservations, mixed feelings, disagree but will commit, and veto. Each participant places a check mark close to the option representing his or her opinion. Interestingly, when you visually plot everyone's position, you may begin to reveal particular tendencies. For example, the majority of individuals may disagree slightly, but may be willing to accept the decision. Once results are visible, group discussion can take place. This discussion will have individuals examine why they voted the way they did, and what can be done to resolve any underlying issues. The great thing about these types of discussions is that they provide team members with a deep understanding of the issues, which may lead them to change their minds about their initial votes. In summary, Agile projects require fast and efficient decision-making among stakeholders. Successful decision-making techniques should involve all relevant stakeholders in the process, allow all opinions to be heard and discussed, and it should result in all stakeholders supporting the final decision, even if they're not fully in agreement. A decision gradient is an effective decision-making tool for Agile projects.